All right, welcome to episode number 62 of the Boston Chris Show's Tunesday Tuesday, which we are live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Central with. Got to thank my special guest, which we will be chatting with momentarily. His name is James Robert Webb. You were just listening to his version of Blue Christmas. Let me tell you a bit more about James. Some artists follow a path, others forge their own. James Robert Webb is a rare breed, an artist who doesn't just write songs but conjures them, blending grit and grace, mystery and muscle. A modern alchemist, he transforms raw emotion into music that feels both untamed and eternal. By day, he's a physician reshaping lives, and by night, he's a boundary-breaking artist, weaving outlaw spirit, honky-tonk fire, and cinematic storytelling into a story that refuses to be tamed. From Tulsa to Nashville, from the back roads to the big stage, Webb is more than a singer. He's a force, a living legend in the making, with chart-topping hits, a voice that echoes through time, and a mind that sees the unseen. James Robert Webb isn't just making music, he's creating something mythic. And we are extremely excited to have the one and only James Robert Webb right here on Tunesday Tuesday, number 62. Let's get into it with James Robert Webb. James, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, man. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
Sure,
Brother?
man. So, I've been chatting with Jennifer about you. She kind of put you on our radar, and I've worked with her before with other artists, and this worked out so good because you had a Christmas song coming out, and we needed someone just before Christmas.
Oh,
So
perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
so it worked out good. I love your story, man. I've been reading a little about you. Doctor by day, artist by night. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, scrubs on under here.
That's amazing. So, what are you a doctor of?
So I'm a bone and well, I'm an interventional musculoskeletal radiologist is a big fancy doctor word. So
Okay.
what that translation is, I'm basically kind of interventional radiologist that does pain management and spine stuff. So I keep people from having to have spine surgery. So
So,
basically, you tell me what your pain is. I figure it out and fix it without surgery or narcs.
oh man, I might need to get you in contact with my wife. She's been undiagnosed for like 30 years, but I'll leave that alone for now. Yeah, it's tough,
It's usually
man.
like the same, with that story. It's usually the same five things that somebody's overlooked.
Yeah, see, they've tried everything, but they keep trying to tell her she's got fibromyalgia, and she doesn't. Like they've tested her and said she doesn't, but every time she tries to get figured out, that's where they try to go. But so where are you
Yeah.
from originally?
So I'm actually grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma
Let's
area.
see.
So
I thought I read that. And are
that's
you in
right.
the Nashville area now, or still in Oklahoma?
I'm back in Oklahoma. Like I've spent the previous 10 years, kind of going back and forth to Nashville. Like I was, for about 10 years there, I was pretty much there 2 weeks out of the month. So
Interesting.
I kind of split time back and forth. But yeah. So now I've been trying to get back home and back in Tulsa and just kind of focus on producing stuff.
So what came first? Was it the medicine or the music?
Well, I mean, it was probably definitely the music. I mean, I think I switched to pre med when I was a junior in college. So, but yeah, I mean, the medicine, or I'm sorry, the music comes from like when I was 4 years old or before, right?
Yeah. What's
Feeling
that
that.
look like as a youngster? Is it picking up an instrument early, or just singing around the house, or what?
I mean, I probably sang. I sang before it was beat out of me. I'm just teasing. I used to play piano, like I'd just play around, mom's piano when I was like 3 or 4. I can remember, and I would sit at like a console, listen to their 8 tracks like this,
Yeah.
just probably in my as a little kid in his tidy whities or whatever, like as a toddler and stuff. But I remember like my two favorites that I kind of gravitated to were Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Were the
Oh,
two 8 tracks.
that's a tough start.
Yeah, I mean those are great seminal albums, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff. So where'd the inspiration to start writing come from? I imagine that took a little time.
Yeah, I think I've always kind of had this creative side to me, but I didn't really have any. never really had any mentors or guidance, So I think I can remember even in high school trying to write like, taking out my aggression, writing lyrics mimicking like Metallica or somebody like
Sure.
that. And then I look at it and like, oh, I got that out, but man, this isn't as cool as Metallica's song, so I must not be a writer. That was kind of the way that I think if you don't have somebody to kind of lead you or tell you, or didn't have experience of what a songwriter was, or people in bands, it's kind of like, yeah, that's like your first outings, in doing that stuff. And then really, I'd been, about I don't know, 10 years later or something, I was out. I think it was seeing a lot more concerts and stuff, and I just started writing. I'd have in between, I would have things where I would like compose stuff just for fun. I just kind of did it to me, it was, I would say, keep me sane. Like I'd write, stuff, MIDI music and things like that, but I never really put lyrics or anything there because I think it went back to me, like many people, not liking the sound of my voice, because that's a really common thing,
Yes.
because you hear other people and hear what they sound like, and the people that you like, and you're like, well, I wish I sounded more like David Bowie or whatever, or Adele or whoever your person is. And I think our ear, we're not the best judge of our voice usually.
Not at all.
Something weird like I do, like it's kind of gravelly thing. Like I grew up kind of comparing myself to like the like the sky high soprano guys singing metal or whatever type stuff, or Vince Gill or somebody with a really high voice. And I think I just always thought subconsciously, I thought, well, if you're a singer, you can do all that. Like you can, not know anything as a kid. I thought, well, if you're a singer, you could sing Pavarotti down low, and you could do, like the super high. I don't know. You can sing everything like AC/DC and whatever.
It's
but
just a different toolbox, right? You have to learn that. Like it's having different tools in your toolbox, basically.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Not everybody's toolbox is the same.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And not every toolbox is the same from year to year with people.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I started doing this podcast thing and radio and all that, and people love my voice. I don't get it. Like I don't hear it, right? But like
I get it.
Yeah, but my wife is always on my butt. Like, people love your voice because your voice is great, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Like I have to edit all this stuff too, right? So. Like,
Oh yes, right. That's the worst. That's
Yeah.
the worst part. Is people don't realize as as somebody working in sound, if you're uncomfortable with your voice, you have the tiniest bit of Usually it's for people that have character in their voice
Yeah.
that makes them different than 99% of people. And so for you, that part's, for us, that stands out, and we're like, well, that's different, and that's not good, or that's what I got singled out for, or whatever. And so then, like, if you're doing editing, like you're doing, audio editing or comping stuff, it's just like, ooh, then you have to listen to it all the time.
Yeah, it's tough,
I
man.
find it's hard, like like I'll do that stuff, but then I feel like I always had to hand it off to somebody else, because I'm always like trying to pull back some part of my voice that they like,
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to get a second ear on that stuff, especially with music that's going out there forever.
Yeah, and I know that you produce some of your own stuff too, right? So like, how's that work with that kind of imposter syndrome working against you?
Well, it's tough. I mean, it is really well known. It's hard for a vocalist to produce themselves, even if they're kind of a classically good vocalist, because you need somebody. You always need, in a creative process, it always helps. It's always a balance between the editor part of your brain and the creative part.
Yep.
The editor's saying that's not good, or you need to try this or try something different, and the creative part's just what lets it loose. And sometimes if you don't have the editor, the creative part just lets it fly, and it's like really bad. But that's by experiment. If you don't experiment, you never get to something new or something different nobody's done before. So like you gotta fall on your face a lot of times before you can learn to fly, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting because it's hard for people to produce themselves. But I think I've had enough different producers and mix engineers interpret my voice, like in the way that they mix it, over the years, that I've at least learned to appreciate my voice now. That's still my weak spot in mixing. So I usually will try to send it to somebody else for a different set of ears on my vocal stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why the preface "co" means so much, right? Co-producer, co-writer. Yeah.
Look, I mean,
Yeah.
the whole supermind concept, like two brains is better than one. Like
Absolutely.
the sum is not equal to the parts. And it's, there's the problem for artists and songwriters and everybody else is like, it's, there's a tendency to want to hold on to every little bit because you just like it's your baby, it's your creation. I don't want to have a co-writer, blah blah blah. Or from an ego standpoint, I want to say that I wrote the song solo or whatever.
Hmm.
But look, sometimes it's that secret sauce is just that little addition, thing that takes it from good to great. And then also, one of my favorite things is it's better to have 1% of $1 billion than 100% of 10 or
That's
zero.
right. Yeah. That's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah, and you're right. Like we talk about ego a lot on this show because the show is very much songwriter centric, right? And I
Yes.
mean, co-writing is such an important thing, but you can't do it with an ego, right? Like you have to. You can have an ego, but you got to kind of check it at the door in order to be open to new ideas. I feel.
Yeah. If you're hold on too tightly, like to quote the old 80s song, hold on loosely, right? If you hold on to an idea too tightly, then if you're holding on to good and you're not able to like grab better with your hands when you're holding on too tight
Hmm.
to good. And I've been in songwriting sessions where you have great writers, but they were just so locked into an idea having to be this that it's like, I can see where this song could go. And then like there's a couple of songs that I've like, okay, well, I've taken a different direction, or take it with somebody else. But yeah, it's hard, and it's not easy. Like songwriting is not easy. It is very it's one of those things like even more than say writing a novel, or like writing a creative or fiction or whatever.
I think
Like,
novels are easier.
yeah, I mean, you're bearing your soul as a songwriter. You really have to get it in order to write something that connects with other people. It kind of pretty much has to connect with everybody on some
I mean, you have
level.
to create the same kind of story that you're creating in a novel in 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes, yeah, and
Yeah.
then plus it has to come from a more look. It may not even like a song that sounds like Baby Shark or something. This is a bad example, but like
Hmm.
even some song that doesn't really is superficial or whatever. You do have to like get to some part of yourself that you're not comfortable with usually to like write a great song. I mean, not all the time, but I mean in general, if you're doing anything other than like a novelty song, it's like
Hmm.
actually most of my novelty songs I like
Man,
get
I love
very.
that, man. You gotta get control of some part of you you're uncomfortable with to have a good
You have to
song.
find
It's
something that
so
motivates
smart,
you.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
so true. I mean, and then like to release that into the world is such a vulnerable thing to do, right? And then if you're a touring musician on top of that, then if the song hits, you're gonna have to play it for the rest of your life and
that's
relive
right.
the hurt, you know?
Right. The nice thing about being a songwriter, though, is you can always write stuff that you don't have to sing if you don't want
Yeah,
to sing it. But if you want to go do the hit songwriter rounds and you got a big hit, well, there you go.
that's right.
You are, yeah, yeah. That's a very interesting aspect of being a songwriter, right? And the creativity. Look, I mean, it's if you're a painter, like I've got a daughter that is, she's a really accomplished painter and stuff. It's just like you're putting your interpretation of something out there and like for the world to judge on one side
Hmm.
or to appreciate. But people, we kind of we come in with bravado, but like you've got to get in touch with the part of you that is
Hmm.
vulnerable too, in order to have a connection with people. So
Yeah. I had a Grammy-winning songwriter once tell me that his best songs are the ones that hurt the most.
yeah, I think I had bleeding. You had to bleed onto the page, is what I
Yeah,
had.
yeah, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Speaking of all that, man, let's talk about the music tonight. We have a couple of songs we're gonna play. Again, one of them is a Christmas song, which is yours, which is I'm so excited for this. Tell us a little bit about the song, and more importantly, what's the strategy behind releasing a Christmas song? This is not the first time you've done this, so
Well, I mean, I like Christmas songs. I mean,
sure.
you know, look if you look at my playlist, I mean, I guess we could play playlist roulette and see what's the last three things I listened to on my recently added. Okay. We have Don't Tell My Country Fans. I have Lola Young's album. You know, I'm only myself. I just added the Cash Unchained where he has like Rusty Cage on that.
Hell yeah.
Uh, I've got Billy Joel Glass Houses, uh, which I never heard that album. It was interesting. Uh, Rockin' Robin by Bobby Dale. I mean, just like my tastes are like so over the place. Like probably the last couple of songs I played, like "Came Back Haunted" by Nine Inch Nails, like just things that I can't get out of my head. So for me, my sonic palette is like so vast, like it's so eclectic. Um, And like, when I was a teenager and I was in high school, I was like, oh, this is cool or this sucks or whatever, but like, or this is too cheesy or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like a classic thing would be like, what is the never going to give you up thing? Like, oh, that's super cheesy. And, it is super cheesy, but it was perfectly crafted. Like, if you can't learn something like that as a songwriter, like you gotta look at things that are commercially successful too.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of came about because I do all this different stuff, right? I released this piano, the soundtrack kind of piano stuff, and had in my mind I wanted to write a holiday, not necessarily just a hardcore Christmas album, but just like a soundtrack of songwriter type songs like Joni Mitchell or something like Winter. Is like
Mm-hmm.
that's so. It's just a great songwriter song, but it's so inextricably linked to Christmas now, even though it's not a Christmas song, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many songs like that in the season. I will write songs like that, even not just necessarily with December, with the solstice, but even like Thanksgiving and just fall and like new beginnings and endings and people coming back to the family and stuff like leaves falling and those type of things. So this song Merry Magical Christmas kind of started with that, and so I had like the music kind of first, and uh, it's like, okay, what's a holiday thing? And I had the da 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 da. Wouldn't you know it's beginning to snow was like the first kind of line that I had in that little thing, which for piano it's almost borrowed. It's borrowed from like songbook era, like
Mm-hmm.
the major and then the augmented, sharp and the major, really, or just think of it as like you take the root note up a half step, that kind of thing. Just very, and the whole chord progression just filled with songwriter stuff that nobody ever does anymore, but that I love the hell out of because I'm a jazz guy, like in the back. So like there's augmented fives, like for transitions and I use a lot of dominant sevens anyway for tension, but yeah, for me, I was just kind of like, well, let's just borrowed chords and just things that like nobody does anymore. That almost sounds Western swing or jazz. And then I had that kind of on the back burner. I kind of like had done a work tape, but I hadn't really finished the lyrics. And then as a songwriter that I know, Chantel Ogden, who's, she's an award-winning songwriter, and she's, music supervisor, and I've written with her before, and she ended up writing the screenplay, and so she approached me about being in the movie and writing a couple of songs.
Nice.
Uh, so we did that. Like we finished that by Zoom, and that was fun. We took the music a little different direction. Like like the first thing, like don't be afraid when you're a songwriter. Like if don't be too precious with your ideas, right? Like if you have something that's all laid out, don't think it can't change. Because look, you can always go back to that base, but
Mm-hmm.
go create something else, a derivative of that with somebody else even. And if it doesn't turn out that well, you can always use that in something else too. You never know what's going to happen, but the more you let go and bring, like if you're led to bring something into a session, like bring it, because that's the universe trying to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it turned out pretty well. I was pretty happy with it because I just wanted to kind of capture this kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say religious agnostic, like but just the spirit of the season kind of thing of just it doesn't I guess it says Christmas is hard. It's hard to like, I guess we say Merry Magical Hanukkah, but happy, what would be the magical thing? I don't know.
I'm not
uh,
sure.
yeah, I
I
mean, I
just
just
have a lot of respect for somebody that
whatever.
tries to write new music for Christmas and the other
Oh,
holidays. Because
yeah.
it's always every year. It just seems like a rinse and repeat. And so when I
Well,
hear a new song, it's always nice to hear it.
yeah. On one side, it's like it's very pretentious to write another Christmas song,
Sure.
right? Like, are you going to beat,
It's almost impossible to say something new too, right? I
something
mean,
new?
yeah.
Exactly right. But it also, one thing I love about Christmas music is it still is so tied to songbook, like Great American Songbook stuff. That's the one place where you can get away with it.
Hmm.
That and Western swing. I guess you could probably do, punk covers of songbook songs, maybe
That'd
pretty
be
cool.
dope.
Yeah, my kids are at their school. They were doing a religious song, and I was like, that would be cool as a punk song. Has anybody ever done punk covers of religious songs? Uh, so, but yeah, you can be pretentious easily. Like you can't think you're making something like To Stand Up with White Christmas or All I Want for Christmas Is You. But you know what I would say about those songs? When you're not trying to write a Christmas song, study those songs.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
those are songs that have like stood the test of time, and it's crazy. You never know what's going to happen with a song.
And they were new ones too.
They were new ones, exactly. I can remember when All I Want for Christmas Is You came out. I think I was in high school or in college or something, and like to think that we were so. I think this is the other day. We're so spoiled back in the '80s. Like we had so many great. There was a lot of bad music, right? There's a lot of stuff that
There
sounds
was indeed.
But there was a lot of great music. You know, Michael Jackson and Prince and like everybody in that. There were so many great stars in that era. You know, Duran Duran and David Bowie and Mariah Carey. You know, like and Paula Abdul and all these people. Like we just thought that's a song. Oh yeah, we got tired of it. Like it wasn't going to be a classic. Like, but it was. Everybody loved that song when it came out. You know, but if you were a cool guy, you couldn't admit that you liked it.
True.
Right? You'd be caught dancing.
Absolutely not.
But who have saw that coming? Like breaking all these records for the Hot 100 #1 stuff. That's congratulations to her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's cool to have a new Christmas song to play. We've been playing Christmas songs all month on this show, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Again, we have our guest choose a song. It's James's pick of the week, and every week this is kind of a selfish thing for me. I like to learn of new artists.
I like it.
And this is a good way for me to learn about new artists. So tell us about Carried Away by Classic Williams. Why is this the one song in all the world that you chose?
That I chose? Well, you know, one, I want to shine a light on Classic Williams because I think he is like, if you go and listen to his album, Good Luck, You're Gonna Need It, the song is on, like, you're going to freaking love it. Like, you know, unless you just hate, you know, any kind of urban or rap music. Like, but I chose Carried Away because it's such a freaking hook. It's just like a banger. It's such a great hook, you know, that repetitive and everything he does. I love everything he does in this. Like he's really kind of a rapper and is like what he mostly does. But this song, like Classic has just a wonderful voice. He's a great singer. And he actually guested on on a remix of one of my songs on the last album. So, but yeah, go check it out. You won't be disappointed. Or we're gonna play it here.
Well, I always blind react to it, and when the interview is over, I play the two songs back to back. But,
okay, yeah.
So I always blind react on the pick of the week.
These are very different songs, but you know, it gives you another insight into what.
Well, it's kind of the point. We're an all genre show, so I appreciate you doing that. Yeah.
A Classic Williams, go do yourself a favor and go follow him. Like if you like rap or anything like that, you're gonna love it. You don't even have to like rap because this song is just like that could be an AC song. Like
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think the guy is a superstar. You know, someday.
Well, let me tell people where they can follow along with you, James. First of all, thanks for doing this, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you very much. It's jamesrobertwebb.com. You can see the spelling there on your screen, and just go to his website. It's well put together. Lots of stuff to check out. His tour dates are there. He's got merch, his press stuff, videos, music. His social medias are all linked there, but I'm also going to tell you how you can follow him there. Instagram is at James Robert Webb, 2 B's. YouTube is James Robert Webb. TikTok is James Robert Webb. It's all the same, essentially. Facebook, James Robert Webb. You're lucky, man. Very uniform. I like that.
Yeah, so, most active on Instagram, but like if you message me, this is December 25, so yeah, you can be sure I'm messaging you back. So.
Well, there you go, man. So he's very active as well.
But as far as of right now, I'm still messaging.
Yeah, just don't message him about chronic pain. Right.
Oh, that's okay too. That's my alter ego, Dr. James Webb.
Man, I appreciate you, James. You have a good night. We're gonna get into the music, man. You have a good night,
man. It was fun talking to you. Thanks.
Yeah,
boss.
Same to you, man. You have a good one. Bye bye. All right, guys, we're gonna get into the music. I'm excited, man. Brand new music, new Christmas music as well. From James Robert Webb. The first song we're playing is from him. It is called Merry Magical Christmas. We were just talking about it. Check it out, y'all.
Wouldn't you know it's beginning to snow on this tiny Texas tinsel town? The twinkling lights are shining so bright, they're glowing all around. And I can't get enough. Let's go and turn the season up on this merry magical Christmas. Let your spirit sing. Feel the joyful, jolly that your friends and family bring. On this merry, magical Christmas, ring the bells and bring the cheer. Let's make some Yuletide memories that'll last throughout the years. Naughty or nice, you should never think twice. Go and meet under the mistletoe. 'Cause it's not the gifts at the top of the list, it's the loving and cuddling up close. With candy canes and silver bells, you'll get caught under the spell of a merry, magical Christmas. Let your spirit sing. You can feel the joyful jolly that your friends and family bring. On this very magical Christmas, ring the bells and bring the cheer. Let's make some Yuletide memories that'll last throughout the years. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ho, ho, ho. Don't you know we're wishing and hoping for a merry, magical Christmas. Let your spirit sing. Feel the joyful jolly that your friends and family bring. On this merry, magical Christmas, ring the bells and bring the cheer. Let's make some Yuletide memories that'll last throughout the years. On this merry, magical Christmas, it's a merry, magical Christmas. So let's make some Yuletide memories that'll last throughout the years.
All right, it's Merry Magical Christmas by James Robert Webb, and here is James's pick of the week. It's Carried Away by Classic Williams.
Carried away, feels like you got carried away. If we set aside all our pride, you still be by my side. It all got away from you. Oh, we might be out of time. Carried away. How did we get here? Speaking so casually, then out of nowhere. Fighting to get clear. I know you don't mean that, you know that's unfair. Oh, that's how it goes. Now I just don't care. People I love seem to hurt me the most. I went to Cali to travel the coast. I do not gossip, I turn to a ghost. Oh, wow. Just so you know. If we set aside all our pride, you still be by my side. It all got away from you. might be out of time. Tears that you try to disguise, still see them in your eyes. What are you afraid to lose? This might be our goodbye. Why did you do that? Do that? Feels like you got carried away. Why did you say that? Say that? Feels like you got carried away.
All right, it's Carried Away by Classic Williams. James's pick of the week once again. Thank you so much, James Robert Webb, and to Jennifer for setting us up with James this week and his brand new Christmas song playing on the show. Episode 62 of Tunesday Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching live on Facebook and Twitch this week. Remember, we are live every single week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central. And if you're watching on YouTube and all the podcasting sites later on or listening there, please make sure you like or comment or subscribe or follow or all the things. And we will be back live next week. Thank you again for episode 62 and your host, Boston Chris. We are out.